Top 5 ways to go faster for free, or for very little money. There aren't many bike riders out there who don't want to be able to ride just a little bit faster. If simply turning the pedals harder sounds like too much effort, or if you're already pedaling as hard as you can, we've come up with some tips to help you go faster for free or for very little money. So, join us as we reveal our top 5 low-cost secrets. From road bike position to bargain upgrades, we've got it covered. 1. Clean your bike regularly. A clean bike, and particularly a clean chain and gears, is proven to be faster than a dirty one. A moderately dirty chain can decrease your chain and gears efficiency by at least a couple of %, and these losses only get worse as things get dirtier. We don't like having to waste money replacing chains, gears and chainrings, when we could be spending that money on something more exciting like incredible magazines. So, grab that bucket and sponge and get to work. The only part you might need a specific cleaning product for is the chain and gears, because oil and dirt on those parts can be hard to remove without a proper degreaser. But for everything else, we find hot water and a dash of regular dish soap works just as well. Once your bike is clean and shiny, don't forget to carefully re-lube your chain with a good quality chain lube and wipe off any excess. This is also a perfect opportunity to check your brakes are working correctly, and whether all your bearings are spinning nice and smoothly too, or if they need a little extra grease. Trust us, there's nothing better than getting on a clean, quiet bike for your next ride, and the fact that it's also faster makes all that hard work worth it. 2. Use your gears better. Bigger gears and cogs are more efficient than smaller ones, but using gears that make the chain bend too much, cross-chaining, will cancel out those gains. The key takeaway is that it's more efficient to use bigger gears and cogs. So, try to use the big front gear as much as possible. If you're using one front gear, consider using a larger front gear, paired with a wider range of gears in the back. But don't forget about your chain line. Using extreme gear combinations, like the big or small, isn't good because it makes the chain bend too much. In summary, use bigger gears wherever possible and try to keep your chain lined up in the middle of your gears in the back, and more of your pedaling energy will get to your back wheel. 3. Get faster tires. Now this one isn't free, but as far as bike parts go, tires are relatively cheap, so we think it warrants being included on this list. The difference in rolling resistance between thick, puncture-proof training tires and thin, fast racing tires can be huge. Unless you're doing short races or rides on good roads, we'd probably say don't get the absolute fastest tires because they often have very little puncture protection. The smart thing to do is to read the independent reviews and choose a tire that has the right balance of speed, comfort, weight and puncture resistance for your type of riding. If your wheels aren't tubeless compatible, or you're just not ready to ditch inner tubes yet, there are still gains to be had. Latex inner tubes, for example, have long been known to offer less rolling resistance than standard rubber inner tubes, and though they're slightly more expensive, they're a quick and easy upgrade for your race bike. 4. Tidy up your bike's front cables. Look at any modern racing bike and one thing they nearly all have in common is no exposed cables at the front end. Despite their small size, gear and brake cables can cause surprising aerodynamic drag. Wind tunnel testing has shown that completely removing cables from the front of your bike can save around 12 seconds over 25 miles. Of course, simply removing the cables isn't practical for everyone, unless you're willing to spend money on a new wireless gear system. But you can get some of the benefits by making sure your cables aren't overly long, and by using zip ties or tape to tie cables together and tidy everything up. As a bonus, this also applies to things like helmet straps. Shorten and tidy them up, and keep them close to your head, under your sunglasses arms. That's another couple of watts saved for free. 5. Work on your riding position. Making your body shape more aerodynamic will save you huge amounts of energy, so consider adjusting your saddle position, reach and handlebar height to find a setup that enables you to more comfortably hold a tucked position for longer periods of time. As many of you no doubt already know, the biggest thing slowing your bike down is you. Your body causes around 80% of the aerodynamic drag. So anything you can do to your bike to make your body position more aerodynamic is going to help you ride faster. In testing we did, riding with your hands on the brake hoods with your elbows bent and forearms horizontal saved a huge 94 watts when riding at 25 miles per hour, compared to riding sat up with straight arms. Of course, the exact amount any of us stands to save will vary, but the gains will always be significant. We'd recommend experimenting with small changes to your saddle position, reach and handlebar height to find a setup that lets you comfortably hold an aerodynamic position longer. Slamming your handlebars super low might look good, but if it means you can't hold a tucked position long because your handlebars are too low, you'll end up riding slower. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe our channel for more such videos.